费寒冬中，面对眼花缭乱的新一代数位工具时，很多行销人常抓他们的头说：“我知道数位行销很重要，但是却不知道该怎么办。”究竟该如何善用数位行销，了解你的顾客，行销自己，来创造最大的优势呢？奥美互动关系行销亚太区总裁肯特沃泰姆分享3大关键，让你了解顾客，战胜不景气，趁势行销自己。
In English, imperative is a very strong word. It doesn't mean something you choose to do. It means something you really must do. And I wrote the book, and Ian wrote the book, because we both feel very strongly that this topic of digital marketing, for anybody who's in business, particularly anybody who's in marketing, that this isn't an optional issue anymore. When a lot of this stuff started 15 years ago, but particularly even say just 10 years ago, the term was new media. You can tell a lot about people because you don't think about it, but when you surf, every time you surf, you are leaving electronic crumbs. And you're not seeing it, but on the back end, somebody is collecting every one of those crumbs. And when you add up enough of the crumbs, you get a sandwich. You know a lot. And that's what marketers, when they do it well, without intruding, can use, but that ones that do it poorly spook the consumer. So why use this data? Because, ironically, most adults want something personalized. They want it relevant. So I'm willing to give you my data if it means that you give me something that's more specific to what I want. Through technology, if you can do more than simply show them the ad, but actually be in their pocket, be on their phone, be of use, help them get to the place where they're going to buy your product and consume your product, that's a lot more useful than showing them the nice picture several times. That's the big shift that's happening. What's called Web 3.0 is the notion that you can use digital to help people, to serve people rather than just sell to people.
数位时代不仅仅是要曝光，更需要了解消费者背景。但获得消费者资料的关键就是让他们一起参与互动。
Now, there is some validity. I'm not here to say that there's no benefit of exposing your brand. But that being the only way to build a brand today is not true. And it's not true because often the consumer who was the target is really now the participant. This is related to this next point, which is a move away again from impressions, that's cost per thousand, targeted media thinking, to the new world of engagement and digimarketing, new connections that may happen through technology. This is an example of something that Northwest Airlines did in Japan using QR codes. And QR codes are ubiquitous in Japan and in Korea these days, so that this woman is standing in the Shinjuku station, and what she's doing is actually writing a haiku poem. She's interacted with the billboard using her mobile phone to the QR code. The QR code, by the way, for this one is to take a flight to New York. Probably no surprise there, huh? A little visual cue. She's participating by writing a poem about why she'd like to go to New York. And if she writes the best poem of the day, she'll win a ticket.
和消费者做互动，最有效的沟通方式就是善用社群网站和社群媒体。
How can you use them? And, you know, it's still an evolving area. I think it's an absolutely crucial one, though, to experiment in, whether that's creating your own platform or engaging in one of the many existing platforms, whether it's an Asian one or an international one, is up to you to decide for your brand. There are ways to embed your products into, without being too intrusive, into the social networks. But there are other ways simply than starting a user group on Facebook. By the way, they turned out to be amongst their best-selling products because instead of simply saying, here's a product, do you like it? They said to the consumer, tell me the kind of, you design what you think would be a fun product that your kids would like. Tell me what you think. And they worked with that information. So the fact that people out there want to participate doesn't mean they're just going to run around crazy. In fact, if you harness it, you can actually use it to your advantage. I don't mean to be rude, But I often have people go, oh, when I say that. Do it and see what comes up. You'd be surprised how many hate sites there are, how many nasty blogs there are about famous products of all types. But guess what? People are looking at it, so you should know that it's out there.